solo podcast.
Sometimes the intro's first. Hey, welcome to Geek Spot News on a special, very special Thursday night. All sorts of nominations came through. We appreciate everybody joining this evening that's coming on to join us. See, there's T. Ola and T. Jack Kidd and Frank Gerhardt here with you this evening. I think that's the first time we've ever said our name on our podcast.
My name or your name?
Yes. Well, mine's all the time.
Said my name before.
But thanks for finding the Geek Spot with us. We got all sorts of good stuff to talk about. We got some series finales, some series premieres. We got lists. Look, one of us watches Silo.
Oh.
We have some lists, some nominations, all sorts of good stuff, some news that popped up. But first, as always, Frank, what have you been up to, man?
Sick. It's been just a sick day or two. Head cold. So it's like, from the neck up is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see anybody saying hi in the chat.
Well, we pushed by a few days because you were all in the hockey.
Yeah. I'll have something for that in a second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refresh my screen because
I don't think you need to do that.
No, I don't see anybody.
Yeah, T's there. That's it.
But I don't see anybody.
That's not.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Yeah, you found it.
There he is. No,
just like the Geek Spot.
Yeah. No. So I had I was supposed to have game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I went to the game Monday, and I got a cheap shot in the ribs from some younger gentleman playing against us, and that little fucker, proceeded to laugh and giggle and. My team wanted to kill him, but I took a cheap shot in the ribs, so I sat out the next two games.
Got it. I'll
back
put that
at it again Wednesday night at 9:30 for the hockey game. Monday we should all good and normal.
Sweet.
I started Severance. I'm telling you now, it's going to take a little bit to get it. This is that show. I can feel that it didn't completely grab me in the first episode.
It won't, but by like the third, you're going to just tear through it.
It's going to be a slow burn for me at first. I really don't have anything else that I'm like focused on watch wise at the moment. I don't think so. No. And video games are incredibly boring right now to the point where I'm looking at World of Warcraft going, maybe I should go play you. Yeah.
That's
no, I'm not playing Valheim.
You should do EverQuest. Have you ever heard of EverQuest?
I played EverQuest on the PlayStation, by the way. On the PlayStation 2. EverQuest Online Adventures.
Yeah. Good. I was busy doing the gigs. I had 3 gigs since our last conversation. Down in the city over in Jersey. Made my return to Jersey after quite a while. Playing solo acoustic. That was a nice little time. Watched some football.
Oh yeah.
My team is no longer around. Speaking of your team?
Yeah.
So I noticed online your team has some amazing sales going on.
Listen, I have better sales.
So there's grass clippings from the Packers game. If anybody'd like to order them, they are on PhiladelphiaEagles.com. You can buy grass clippings from the win against the Packers or snow from the field from the game this past weekend against who'd you guys beat? The Rams. They literally put it into an ice cream container and are selling snow from the field.
I haven't seen anyone as angry at the Eagles for that. I don't say angry at the Eagles. It just made T hate the Eagles even more than he already did.
I mean, look, the grass clippings are I don't have the price saved. I thought I had it saved.
I think they were 80.
Yeah.
50. And the snow is 50.
Yeah, that's amazing. They're literally just using an ice machine and doing shavings and selling it
I
as
have snow in my backyard for $48.99. It's the snow is existing in the same atmosphere that the Eagles players breathe
from the same
daily.
clouds. From the same
Daily.
clouds.
It's daily they breathe the same oxygen. I can get it fresh to you. $48.99. I take Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal.
The Ravens are selling Mark Andrews tears.
Your microphone.
Yeah, how about now?
Nope, now we're good.
So the Ravens are selling Mark Andrews tears and
Oh boy. Mark
the
Andrews had a game, didn't he?
stickum that he left on the bench instead of on his hands. So look, that not a great end to my team's season, but
It's a shame. I wanted birds, and
me
now
too.
I'm gonna get birds Chiefs.
I don't count the Bills out yet, as long as the refs,
Oh,
show up for both teams. We'll see how that works out. But the Ravens didn't get beat; they beat themselves. So we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, they did.
Next year, hopefully, they all come back and we figure it out.
I'll tell you a real fast, funny EverQuest story. Okay, really? No, this is so this was back in like the late '90s, early 2000s, right before like the internet was like before you were really talking to people online. You know, you really didn't talk to anybody. Like if you did like a Dungeons and Dragons thing, you talked in character to people, but you didn't talk to them out of character. Still
Right.
kind of taboo to do. And I was playing this EverQuest game on the console on the PlayStation, and I was in a guild, and we were camping a dragon. And back then, again, you had to kind of like coordinate in game and then wait your turn to get the dragon to spawn. And we exchanged phone numbers within the guild. So the people on the West Coast would camp it out and keep an eye on it while we were, um, sleeping. And I will never forget. I was with my kid's mom still at the time, and phone rings at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like groggily, I answer my cell phone and I'm like, hello. And all I hear is Gimzak, the dragon spawn, let's go. And I was like, okay. And here I was waking her up. She woke the kids up. All of this set up for like 5 minutes.
It's wild.
It was hilarious. But just that phone call, Gimzak, the dragon's up. I was like, yeah.
It sounds right. I used to, in one of my old jobs, I had a gentleman that worked with for me that was from Australia that had met his wife playing EverQuest online and was a mail order husband
Oh,
from
wow.
Australia for his wife.
Oh, my.
And moved from Australia to Northeast Philly
Ow.
based on foraging together in EverQuest.
He left Australia for Northeast Philly?
I mean, it's the most dangerous place on the planet. So
I would rather live in Australia than Northeast Philly. Let's be honest.
And T for the audio listeners mentions he has some funny Everclear stories, not EverQuest. I do not remember any of my Everclear stories, except for there was like a watermelon and a bottle of Everclear, and that's about the last thing I remember from that day.
I didn't have
roast. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I don't think I ever like actually drank Everclear like that, but I know that we did.
Did you ever have fruit soaked? Like one of those big half watermelons? Yeah, that was
yeah.
Everclear usually in those.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of memory that goes along with that.
See?
We did many, since I'm sidetracked already, many years ago, when our friend Jerry was around, our DJ friend, when Jack and I worked in the same band together. Jack played, I did not. I was actually in the Rockets, case Kaplan's watch.
Yeah.
Back when I was in the Rockets originally, we went down the shore and we would do a firemen's convention. So all the firemen would go down to Wildwood, New Jersey, in the area, and they would come from like New York.
It's the last weekend of September every year. The
last weekend of September, it was a huge, wonderful party. Great party. Great. Sorry. It was a great party. So Christian, our bass player at the time before Jack, Jerry and myself went to, we had a firehouse that we always did private shows for, the Blue Goose. We went to their hotel to party, and in the afternoon, they had the ice luge set up. And back then it was like a cinnamon liqueur. And
Aftershock.
It wasn't Aftershock, but it was like
Goldschlager.
that. And then there was an ice liqueur,
Yeah.
right? This was a blue and a red, and we were doing shots of that off the luge.
Good.
And I can't tell you how unhappy Dave was when we got back to do the actual gig that night. We were, yeah.
I can imagine it was delightful.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it was a delightful. But I'm sorry, that's
So all of the things we don't remember are all great.
yes.
I also managed to I caught the season 2 premiere of Severance, which is basically just a big setup episode of like, hey, here's where season 1 ended, here's where we're gonna go in season 2. We think, but let's reset the status quo.
Hey, it was a wonderful.
Yeah. Silo had its end.
And now they got 1 or 2 more left.
Silo has 2 seasons left.
Okay.
After season 2, I saw T posted in the chat that he's 8 episodes in, so he's just about through season 1. Season 2 much slower than season 1, but really ramps up by the end. They did a lot of work in this finale.
Okay.
To set things up going forward and really change the status quo for the whole series. It's really well done. I'm excited to see the direction that they go. We got some new actors introduced by the end that are outside where the current story has been going, outside in time and space and all sorts of things. So should be pretty cool to see where they take the next 2 seasons. And I think they're going to film them at the same time, and I think they're filming soon.
Nice.
So Silo magically might be a show that we get one of a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hesitating. I will watch Severance, but I need something else to watch at the same time. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to go back to the Ali Larder breast show, Landman, or do I want to just flip-flop and go to Silo? I need something funny.
That is not Silo.
No. And Severance is funny? Or just
no.
We're okay.
No.
So I got to find something funny to offset Severance. So neither of those shows.
I talked about it on here. And,
I agree. Yes.
And I will go back to it. I have to remember the name of it now. But it's with Broken Lizard.
Okay. I mean, I can always put Battlestar Galactica in and just
no.
No.
You want something funny?
Well, it's not funny either.
And
really.
why can I not remember the name of the show? Hold on.
Going
Dutch Animal Controls.
Okay.
Those are fun. The one that I watched that I highly recommend not too long ago. Here, let me just get to it. Tacoma FD. There it is.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay. I'll take a peek and see if it's something that grabs me.
It's straight up comedy. It's a sitcom about a fire station.
Oh, St. Dennis Medical too.
Yeah.
I got that I could watch. I love a good medical.
You got 4 seasons of Tacoma FD.
Okay. Well then now I have option.
And it's brilliant. And one of the chicks from Yellowstone's in it.
Well, that's not as enticing a thing as it used to be.
The one who got with the guitar guy. The blonde.
Okay.
The rodeo blonde.
Yeah, it's not as enticing as it used to be.
I'm
not as up on that as I was.
That's fair.
It left a sour taste in
it happens to the best of us.
And
then we'll get there. We'll get there after the list. We don't want to.
Okay. We got 2.
I figured I mentioned those couple things. Yeah, there's Harley Quinn came back, and then I managed to squeeze in some Office.
No, Ali Larder is much more enticing, but it's not a comedy.
Today I made the mistake of watching A Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh.
That's long.
Have you seen the other Quiet Places?
I saw the first one. I didn't watch the sequel, but this was a prequel, so I feel like there was no other knowledge needed. And I love Lupita Nyong'o, and I was underwhelmed by her in this movie, which was really disappointing. It's also, I'm not great at watching a movie that has little sound anymore. Anyway. All right. We have lists.
We have two quick 10 whatever. We have 2 quick lists. I got head fog, okay? This one is 10 dream movie castings that turned into nightmares. So, you know how you dream we always fan cast and dream cast stuff. These are 10 according to Screen Rant, and this was published January 14th of this year. So this is a name can look great on paper, but in the movie, is it that good?
Yeah.
Number 10, Christian Bale as Gore,
He was great as Gore.
but Gore was not written great, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the writing was missing. All right,
Okay.
T doesn't agree with me on my The Quiet Place points, but that's okay.
This is a movie from 2009 called Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah,
and James Marsters as King Piccolo.
Everything about that movie was horribly cast.
Okay. I have,
It was Dragon Ball Z.
and if you're not
was a-
aware of who James Marsters is, he was Brainiac in Smallville, or more popularly known as Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was going to say that one dad from The Runaways.
That too. Yeah, nothing was good. I didn't see it. I'm not a Dragon Ball. It's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, no, it tricked people.
Wow. I hate this one.
Oh,
Number 8, Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the prequel trilogy. No.
wait, how is that a fan casting?
It wasn't so much a fan casting, it was a dream casting, but how is that a nightmare? That's so wrong.
Yeah, he was great. I don't know.
This person is a crackhead.
I mean,
Oh,
casting Ewan McGregor into Obi-Wan TV show was awful move. But in the prequels, he was great.
but like, oh man, that was horrible. This is from a movie in 1996. It's called The Island of Dr. Moreau. Val Kilmer as Dr. Montgomery. Didn't see it.
I never saw it. It was one of Marlon Brando's last movies, if not his last movie. And I remember hearing all about it, but I never took the time to watch it.
Me either. Number 6. This one's probably good. I didn't see it. I always wanted to. I watched the TV show as a kid. Johnny Depp as Tonto in 2013's The Lone Ranger.
Yeah. That was a problematic casting. Even then. Dom, good to see you.
Hey, Dom. I watched the TV show and loved it. Never got around to watching the movie. But
yeah, it's probably not a bad thing.
2 hours and 29 minutes. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was.
It was a 2.
It was also Arnie Hammer as the
Yeah.
Lone Ranger, so not anything that it will ever be played again. I don't think.
This one at number 5 is a little bit of a weird spot for me. 2016 Suicide Squad, Jared Leto as the Joker. I don't see that as a dream casting though.
I think we all had high hopes for what Jared Leto would do. That was before he was completely off the rails.
Yeah.
So look, I was excited to see which direction he went, and then he really went.
Yep, he did.
All the wrong directions.
Yeah.
So would I take him over Barry Keoghan? I don't know.
I didn't get enough of Barry Keoghan to really know that. I don't know, Pete, if it was that Depp was bad or that it was just seriously miscast for what the role should have been, but I didn't see it, so I really can't speak to it. And to answer Dom real quick, no, I did not get my Brave New World tickets yet. I looked for the Saturday show the week of the 14th at the Woodhaven, and there was one seat taken, so I think I'm safe not getting
it is currently selling equal amounts of tickets to the Eternals, so I don't think anybody will have trouble getting into it.
I'm getting it. I'm just not getting it yet.
That's also the weekend of my kids' High School Musical. They're doing Young Frankenstein.
Gotcha.
So,
ooh, that's a good one.
I've never seen the musical. I didn't know until they were doing it that it was a musical.
I just meant it as the movie. All right. Number 4, we have 1996's Michael Collins, Julia Roberts cast as Kitty Kiernan. I didn't see it. I don't know.
I'm sure it was great.
Apparently it wasn't that.
Oh.
It's a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah. No, I remember it. It's about the Irish the IRA.
I can't see her with the thick Irish brogue. Number 3, Batman and Robin in 1997, George Clooney as Batman. I'm going to give you a hot take here. Hate his Batman as much.
No, look, the writing of the movie was awful. It had nothing to do with Clooney.
No. Number 2, we have Ghost in the Shell from 2017. We have Scarlett Johansson as the Major.
So again,
Mm,
problematic
yeah.
with who was cast and how they were cast for that. But back to the only thing wrong with that Batman movie was Alicia Silverstone as Barbara Gordon. That didn't
Um,
it wasn't the
it
great
it
greatest
really it
casting.
wasn't. I
'Cause
don't.
I will never buy Alicia Silverstone as an action star.
I mean, that was the one with Mr. Freeze, right? The Batman and Robin was the one with Mr. Freeze, or was Batman and Robin the one with?
Uh,
No, that was the one.
Bane and Poison Ivy were in this one, weren't they?
Yeah. Wait,
Mr. Freeze, I think, was in it too.
Mr. Freeze was in with Poison Ivy.
It was Mr. Freeze,
Yeah,
Poison Ivy,
like,
Bane.
that got us all the Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners.
Yes, it did.
Chill out. Anyway, and the number 1 dream casting or dream movie casting that turned bad, Cats 2019, Idris Elba as McCavity.
Yeah. Um,
Not a great list, but
JJ, thanks for the correction there.
she was Barbara
for being
Pennyworth.
Barbara Pennyworth. It's funny the IMDb
Nice
listing
to
just has
meet
her as
you.
Batgirl.
Take Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners all freaking night.
Yeah, that one also had John Glover in it.
Yeah, it did. It had a
As-
young
as
John
Jason
Glover.
Woodrue,
Yep.
who was back in this week's Harley Quinn on Max.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, lot of Vivica Fox was in it, which probably explains why it was so
Mm.
badly received.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody dream casted everyone from.
Yeah, did you ever take the time to watch Cats?
No, and I won't.
It's a lot.
No,
There's
I
a
saw
lot
the.
going on.
No,
The musical itself is very hard to follow and very like out there.
Yeah. It's just,
The movie was even worse.
closest I've come to seeing Cats is when Andy Bernard dresses up as a cat, and I don't know if you've seen that yet, but spoiler.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh
no, I've not.
You will.
Great.
Yeah. Who killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
All right. And the last list for today, this one hopefully is a bit better. The 10 best crime drama TV shows of all time ranked. This was published one day ago on Screen Rant. Okay,
Yeah.
now I'm giving Screen Rant. This is the last shot at Screen Rant gets for a list for a little while, I think.
I'm going to assume this person has not seen any movies or TV shows before 2012.
Let's see what happens. It says all time. So
Yep.
that's big.
Yep.
All right. Right
Written by
away.
a 22-year-old.
Right away, number 10. I don't know it. This aired between 2011 and 2023. Top Boy.
Never heard of it.
I don't know it. So this is a deep dive into London's murky world of organized crime. Okay. Netflix had it in 2019.
It stars Ashley Walters and Kano.
Okay. I don't know this one. So okay for number 10. Number 9 from 2014 to present, True Detective.
No. Look, first season, yes. Second season, actually enjoyed, but would not put it up there as the best of all time, and not even in the top 20.
No, and it's a crime drama. Oh yeah, crime drama. All right, so
season 3 I never watched, and season 4 I did not watch either. The first two, season 2, Vince Vaughn and Colin Farrell were great.
Listen, JJ, if Sopranos isn't number 1, I mean this list is already bullshit to me. But number 8, between 2008 and 2014, I've seen this series personally at least 5 times all the way through. Sons of Anarchy.
And wait, what series are these again?
These are the best crime drama TV shows. Sons of Anarchy was definitely a crime drama.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and that's all they did was lie, cheat, steal.
Yeah.
Number 8's a little high, but we'll see what happens because at number 7, between 2010 and 2014, they have Boardwalk Empire all the way back at number 7.
I think that's fair.
Well,
depending on what's above it on the list.
Right. Boardwalk Empire was great.
Top Boy has an 8.4 on IMDb, by the way. So not like super great.
Yeah. At number 6, ooh, Wait, did I skip one? No.
No.
Number 6, again, this would have made my top 3 between 2002 and 2008, The Shield. That would have made my top 3.
Okay.
I don't know how that's at number 6 at all.
I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it.
See, I'm gonna tell you just based on those last 3 that I've seen, there are 3 amazing seasons of TV shows: Boardwalk Empire, The Shield, and Sons of Anarchy.
We are working our way up from an IMDb ranking standpoint. From The Shield is at 8.7.
Okay.
So every place so far is up by 0.1.
Okay. Number 5, we have between 2013, 2022, Peaky Blinders.
I've heard nothing but good
I've
things
heard it
about this.
before.
This is actually on my list for after I finish Landman next week.
Oh, had an ad pop up. It's been a while.
Also rated the same as The Shield on IMDb.
And apparently, The Immortal Man, a feature film continuation of Peaky Blinders, will be distributed by Netflix. There you go.
Yeah, they're making a movie to wrap things up.
Now, this show at number 4, I didn't watch, but I guess it places here, and it's apparently a good placing from 2015 to 2022. Better Call Saul.
Ah,
Heard nothing but great things about it, so I can't complain that it's that high up.
so this would lead me to I would put this above Breaking Bad. So
Okay.
this is rated a 9. Better Call Saul was phenomenal.
So if this list goes the way I think it is, I'll know what the next 3 shows are, but and I probably know what the order they're.
I'm gonna bet there's a Wire, a Sopranos.
I would assume it's number 3 between 2002 and 2008 is The Wire. Again,
Okay.
that's rightfully so in the top 3. I'm gonna guess the last 2 are some form of Breaking Bad and Sopranos. Let me see as we go here.
So number 4 was Better Call Saul?
Number 4 was Better Call Saul.
Okay.
Number 3 is The Wire. Number 2, between 1999 and 2007, is The Sopranos.
Okay.
And number 1 is Breaking Bad. I could see Breaking Bad and The Sopranos being interchangeable at once, personally.
Yeah. Look, again, I felt like Better Call Saul was a much better show than, right, Pete? No Cagney and Lacey.
Cagney and Lacey and Remington Steele also did not make the list.
Burn Notice should be in there.
Is it a crime drama, though? Or is that a crime comedy?
It's not. It's a little bit of both. It's a dramedy, I would say.
Okay.
Towards the end, they do some dark stuff to Michael Weston by the end of that series.
I can see Sopranos and Breaking Bad always flip-flopping between 1 and 2. I mean, they're both great shows. I watched the first episode of the first season of The Wire, and I thought it was great. I just kind of got sidetracked and never went back to it.
The Wire went a little off the rails towards the end. And yeah, IMDb has The Sopranos at 9.2 and Breaking Bad at 9.5.
Okay. So, yeah. So it's, and I've seen lists where Sopranos is 1 and Breaking Bad's 2, but usually the top 3 are The Wire, Breaking Bad, and Sopranos, and most of
I feel like Rizzoli and Isle should sneak up there too, but it's fine.
There's no Remington Steele still,
or any of the SVUs.
What about Hunter?
No Law and Orders anywhere on that list. No Hunter? Matlock.
Wasn't
Sledgehammer?
No, not so. Oh, Sledgehammer's good too. We'll go back a little bit.
I mean, that was a contemporary of Hunter. It's fine.
It was. Okay, back to you and your watching stuff.
Yeah. So Max is keeping the DC train going. Not part of the DCU.
Yeah. We're gonna find out. We're going to find out about what's canon in the DCU in a little bit.
Yeah, they are doing some things with the Fargo.
Fargo was also, yeah.
The DCU is doing different animated stingers at the beginning. They have not figured out exactly what they're doing for Elseworlds yet. But Harley Quinn keeps their traditional one that they have. So now Ivy and Harley are back together. They spent most of last season apart. Ivy was running the Legion of Doom. Harley was joining the Bat family, and it went super sideways, both of them. But now they're moving in Metropolis, and Harley Quinn talked Superman into leaving town so they don't have to worry about Superman being around. And it looks like we're going to have Brainiac as the big bad this season, which is super fun.
Nice.
And then episode 2, we get the cast of characters. Ron Funches as King Shark, and Bane just being Bane, who I don't even remember who plays Bane on the show, but his phenomenal. He was one of the best parts of Kite Man, if you remember me talking about that. Is also moved, and they both moved because they all say the taxes are awful, but the schools are worth it, because there's a Dutch exchange program or immersion program where they're all learning Dutch, all of their kids, which is great for them. It's hilarious. They're like, so say hello in Dutch. And they're like, hello. It's great. And we get, speaking of John Glover as Jason Woodrow before, we get Jason Woodrow introduced in this second episode now.
But not John Glover.
No, I don't know who played him in this this second episode here. If it was John Glover, it'd be amazing. But we get some backstory on Ivy and how she became Ivy, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they actually don't even have the latest episode up on IMDb yet. Wow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I don't remember who it was that played Woodrow on here, but we get introduced. Woodrow is also the Floronic Man, which they're not giving us as the backstory in either Batman and Robin or Harley Quinn just yet, but it looks like we're going to get that going forward on the show. And they've introduced Lena Luthor. Lex Luthor was one of the big characters last season, as because Poison Ivy took the Legion of Doom from him, and he was on a mission to kill Superman. So now he's gone away, and now Lena Luthor is around and palling around with Harley and Ivy. So I'm sure there's some big ulterior motive with that, as this show tends to do. But if you want a comedy, actually, Frank,
Harley Quinn.
go hit Harley Quinn
You've
up.
mentioned Harley Quinn quite a few times.
Oh my God, it's so much fun. It's the voice acting is amazing on it. And then I caught up on some Office.
Where are we
So
at?
I'm in the midst of the drama on it. I didn't want to go too far because I
Which
didn't
drama?
know how long or our week would be or not. So I got through the golden ticket.
Oh, the golden ticket was freaking hilarious.
And I continued to determine that Pam and Jim are just awful, and they're the villains of the story. Because through that, out of nowhere, they hate Dwight and like Michael, but all of a sudden they're like, yeah, Dwight came up with it. You should praise Dwight. Dwight's great.
Thanks for saving the company, Dwight.
Yeah,
Biggest
and
Office
Pam
fan I
and Jim
know.
throw Michael under the bus and totally have Dwight's back.
That was a Mindy Kaling written episode.
Yeah, and then Kevin, ended up getting a date, which was great for Kevin.
He did. Yes.
After all the bad advice from everybody, and then he
Oh.
goes and talks about how he likes her boobs. So good for him. And then and then I got new boss.
Special guest.
And we get Jim still being an awful employee and showing up in a tux.
Look. I have a feeling you will really enjoy Charles Minor.
So far, I have enjoyed Charles.
Because he really doesn't like Jim at all?
Yeah, I'm on his side. But like Jim is back to being a dick to Dwight. I was like, but last episode, like you became friends all of a sudden. You had his back, but now you're back to being a dick. Because somebody different wrote the episode. And Michael and Dwight are both enemies now too. All in, and that stays around. Like, are they enemies? I don't know. Because Jim, obviously the tux didn't work when Charles Minor shows up. And my notes, he agrees with me that Jim is an awful employee because he doesn't do shit all day.
Did you get did they play soccer yet?
Nope, I'm getting there. And then Michael quit. So I was like, okay, great. This is how he's finally off the show. But no,
No,
he's not. Then we get to 2 weeks notice when, for whatever reason, they let Michael stay for 2 weeks until he says he's running his own paper business. But going back to my comment from last week, he calls Prince Paper, and they are now out of business.
They are now out of business. I was waiting for that.
It was disappointing.
Yeah.
And my notes here, Michael's a dick.
The crying on the voice message from Prince Paper.
Yeah. And Pam trying to set up the copier because she was too good for the guy to just stay and set it up. Because she's awful as a person.
I hate them.
Yeah. And then she decides to leave with Michael because she won't be his EA if she goes to his new company that doesn't exist. And she's stupid. And again, last episode, Pam was all about throwing Michael under the bus and that Dwight was the hero. But then Michael leaves, and she's like, "You're my favorite person ever, Michael. I'm going to go work with you because you showed up to my art show 4 years ago."
Uh-huh.
She's
Uh-huh.
awful. She's an awful person. Um, and so then I made it through one more. We get Kevin running the phones, but apparently he's never learned how to transfer a call.
No. And we have people at our company that can't transfer a
And I mean,
call.
that was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how to transfer a call. I never have. So, I get that part. Pam and Michael are working out of his house, which was just weird. Charles takes over the office as everybody pretends to like soccer, and Jim pretends that he was a soccer player, and then he breaks somebody's nose.
Phyllis.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't. He just ducked.
Yeah, he ducked because he's an awful person. Yeah.
You know, these episodes run on E and the Comedy Network, so I know all of this stuff is so firm in my head because it keeps coming around.
Yeah, he's just
Background noise now.
Jim just continues to cement himself as being a dick, and an awful person.
Love that you don't like him a little bit.
And then, they went and got Vikram back, so making a call back to when Michael was working the side gig to pay for Jan's lifestyle. So that was fun, but he realizes that Michael's an idiot and quits, within a few minutes.
Yep.
And then Ryan's working at the bowling alley talking about Thailand. That was fun. And then he just wants to go do drugs and coke and hang out with Michael and make long distance phone calls. And then Pam realizes that she's stupid by the end of the episode. And then they get an office somehow in the building with the office. So that's where I left off because I didn't know how long of a break we'd have and I didn't want to go too far.
Right. Oh, you're so close to the end of the season, too.
No, I'm not. I'm so not. There is 6 fucking episodes left this season. Because I was like, oh, I got to be close to the end of the season. And I'm like, no, this is the season that never ends. I was like, the finale was 4 episodes ago. But no, let's keep writing this season out for another 5 episodes.
This is the 28 episode season. You're
Yeah,
almost there.
Way too long. I'm not. I'm at like 23 in.
But don't worry.
Season I'll finish it like tomorrow, but still.
Yeah, but season 6 has 24, 26.
Great.
But I won't say. We'll get there.
Yeah, look, it's still the gist of Michael's an idiot and Jim and Pam are awful human beings.
I love that is your take on the show.
Oh, God,
I really do.
I can't stand
so
it.
refreshing.
Can't stand it. So net, there's current stuff going on somewhere in the world.
Is there?
I don't know.
No. All right. Quick rundown of some of the current stuff we have, right? Moana passed $1 billion at the box office. It hit $1 billion.
Good for Moana.
That's what I say. It is the 3rd highest grossing Disney film this year behind Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. Its Thanksgiving release set a box office record with a $225 million opening, beating Frozen 2, who held the record at 125.
Look, I enjoyed Moana too.
It's got nothing but positive stuff for most people.
I don't know that I've watched Moana 1 all the way through, but I have seen Moana 2, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's great. Since Raw moved to Netflix, the WWE, Netflix got a whole lot of new
subscribers.
It has a staggering 282.7 million paid subscriptions across 190 different countries. So guess what they're going to do? Let's raise prices.
Oh, yeah, for their basic plan.
For every plan.
Oh, I thought it was just their basic plan.
Standard plan without ads is going up $2.50 from $15.49 to $17.99.
Yeah.
The ad-supported tier is going up $1. The premium tier is going up $2. But that's the biggest jump.
Yeah, but I didn't read the article that close. Did they go up subscribers for the NFL stuff, or is this as of January? Because usually you report previous quarter.
It's overall. I think it has to do something with the.
I feel like it was the Jake Paul fight and the Jake Paul and Tyson and the NFL games, because I can't imagine that they reported out on this year's numbers.
And well, that was it. Yeah, as at the end of the 23rd most visited website in the world.
So
Yeah.
I feel like with WWE, they'll probably go up even more
Probably.
for Q1. So their Q1 numbers will be high.
And it's not even available, at least the WWE stuff isn't available in India yet, so they haven't even gotten those viewers yet.
So no, it's still running on other channels, which is why even though
Yeah.
people are saying that it can be as long as it needs to be or whatever, it actually can't. It needs to be 2.5 hours long so that it can run with ads in countries that still run it with ads.
Yeah.
It can run to 3 hours.
Now there's a guy that I know, as I mentioned before in that movie Discord that I'm in at Geek,
Yeah.
and our friend Kenny, who lives in Philly and has the same plan that I have for Netflix, gets Raw without the commercials and sees all the backstage stuff, and we can't figure out how he's in the future seeing this, and we're not. And it's hilarious. And he doesn't have a VPN or anything like that.
That's interesting.
He's just getting that content for free while we're sitting here watching ads and telling us what's going on. Like, we'll do like live
Maybe
chat.
I'll tune in. I'll see if I have it because I have the top tier Netflix.
So do I.
Oh,
So do
I
I.
just don't like you.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell's going on. Sucks, man. I'm gonna go to the Razzie stuff in a second, but I was gonna bring this up last time. The show that you're really looking forward to, Wheel of Time. I know you're a big fan of Wheel of Time, right?
Yeah, look, I've enjoyed the show more than you have so far. You enjoyed the books, though.
I enjoyed the second season a little bit. Now, season 3 is coming out March 13th. They haven't said how many episodes yet, but pretty probably going to be 8 like the last ones.
Yeah.
They've added 5 new book characters, okay? I'm
Okay.
not gonna tell you anything about the characters. I'm gonna give you the names of the characters, and I'll tell you whether or not I like them. Uh, the first one is Fail Bashir. Absolutely love this character. This character, I pray they do this character justice. Fail is just a great character in the books and one of the, like the main character going forward.
Nice.
Then they're gonna add 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Aiel. Their names aren't important right now, but they are actually main characters. Also, they're very important to Rand going forward.
Got it.
But I love the fact that they're bringing these characters in.
I love the fact that you remember who character are from books that you read God knows how many years ago.
It's some stuff just sticks.
I don't remember any of the books that I read.
Yeah, I do. I've also read the series 2 or 3 times.
Oh.
But after the first time of reading everything, if I go back and kind of reread it now, I browse through like a lot of the like we're walking down the forest. The forest
And so begat so and so who begat so and so who begat
right to just get right to the meat of stuff.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is
Heard of him.
directing the Odyssey, right?
Yes.
Headline is now reporting that John Barenthal has joined the cast in an unknown role. So far, he has cast Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson, Anne Hathaway, and Charlize Theron, as well as Lupita.
Who's Odysseus in this?
Yeah. Odysseus.
No, who is Odysseus in this?
Oh, they haven't said. I don't think anybody has an actual role yet.
Okay.
That I'm aware of.
Because I don't see any of them as
John Barenthal, maybe. I mean,
I would. They're all a little. I don't know. I mean, Pattinson's the one that's the right.
Yeah, no,
age.
there's no roles next to any of their names at all.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how he does it. I don't know if is it a period piece.
Could he flip it, make it Charlize? He changed it?
Is it gonna be a period piece though?
I don't know anything about it yet.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I feel like he would be one that would make it a remake, like a twist on the original story.
Yeah.
Charlize, maybe. I'm waiting to see her in Doctor Strange 3, or maybe not until Secret Wars.
We'll have to see about what Doctor Strange is doing.
Um,
and the last thing, like newsy before we go to the Razzies real fast, and without getting into the Star Wars stuff yet. You know that game Helldivers 2 that's out? It's on the PlayStation.
Yes.
It's a really popular game, Helldivers 2.
And of course, I know all about it.
There's a movie in development, and the people behind the movie want to cast as many A-listers as possible to kill them off immediately in the movie. I think that's freaking awesome.
It's fun. It sounds like the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I love it. All right. We'll go to the Razzies real fast. This is kind of more in our wheelhouse.
So yeah. So on the way there, we were going to talk about the Oscars, but we looked at the list, and the only movie that either one of us has seen from the Oscar nominees is Inside Out 2.
That's you.
So yeah, I said that either one of us.
Oh, okay.
So we decided that it's not worth our time to say, hey, here's a lot of movies that we haven't seen,
Right.
that we don't know anything about. I might watch a few of them, but that's all the Oscars talk we got for you, because we don't know shit about any of the movies that are.
Jack is going to start off with Amelia Perez.
No, I'm gonna probably start off with Nora, because I've heard amazing things about that movie.
But
And
the Razzies are the Razzies look good. The Razzies look like something that we can. So we'll start with worst picture. Okay, we'll do a couple.
I mean, they're all gold. All
They're
of these Razzie noms are
All right.
fantastic.
So the Razzies for the worst picture, the 5 nominees are Reagan,
Yeah,
Megalopolis, Madam Web, Joker, and Borderlands. I think this is a strong case between Borderlands and Joker.
you think it's going to be Joker, huh?
I think it's going to be between Joker and Borderlands. That's what I think.
Okay. Hold on. I want to revisit after the
Okay.
Razzies are done. I'm gonna
like
make a prediction sheet for us here.
Yes, that's
So
what's
we can
up.
go back to it.
Yes, we can. I like that. Yes, and he's going to watch that just to make everybody angry. Or see.
All right. So worst movie. What are our noms again?
All right, so we have Borderlands,
Yep.
Joker,
Yep.
Madam Web,
Yep.
Megalopolis,
Yep.
and Reagan.
I think Megalopolis is going to take that.
Okay, fair. Yes,
And you think Borderlands?
I think it's between Borderlands and Joker. I'm going to put my money on Borderlands.
Okay. All right. What do we got next?
All right, we got worst actor. This is Jack Black from Dear Santa, Zach Levy from Harold and the Purple Crayon, Joaquin Phoenix from Joker, Dennis Quaid from Reagan, Jerry Seinfeld from Unfrosted. Joaquin Phoenix is winning this one.
All right. So you're going Joaquin.
Absolutely. Although I heard Harold and the Purple Crayon was a true.
Yeah, I was going to go Zach.
Okay.
My 5-year-old doesn't even want to watch that movie. Look,
Jerry Seinfeld T vote.
I saw Uncrusted on here quite a bit.
Yeah.
Look, the movie was funny. Like, it wasn't good, but
Right.
like it knew it wasn't good. So like it didn't go out to be like a documentary. I mean, it was literally like Amy Schumer making out with her assistant and making eyes at Jim Gaffigan running the competing cereal company. Like it was so bad, but it knew that it was bad.
I don't like her at all. All right, worst actress.
Yeah.
We have Kate Blanchett in Borderlands, Lady Gaga in Joker, Bryce Dallas Howard in Argyle, Dakota Johnson in Madam Web, and Jennifer Lopez in Atlas. I'm going to tell you right now, Dakota Johnson's going to win.
I think that's a safe bet.
I think Lady Gaga, from what I understand, was actually really good in the movie as an actress. But I think Dakota Johnson has whined so much about Madam Web and people that she's going to win.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
So does T. Get that.
Yeah.
Best Supporting Actor, Jack Black as voice only for Borderlands, Kevin Hart for Borderlands, Shia LaBeouf in drag for Megalopolis, Tahar Rahim in Madam Web, and John Voight for Megalopolis, Reagan, Shadowland, and Strangers. Wow. They really don't like John Voight.
I mean, I feel like John Voight wins that.
I that's such an easy call. I'm going to have to go with Jack Black.
Okay.
That's my pick is Jack Black. John Voight's like the obvious answer though.
Yeah. All right.
So supporting actress, we have Ariana DeBose for Argyle and Craven the Hunter, Leslie Ann Down as Margaret Thatcher in Reagan, Emma Roberts and Madam Web, Amy Schumer and Unfrosted, and FKA Twigs for The Crow. See, I also hated Kevin Hart in that movie, and I'm a big Kevin Hart fan. Supporting actress, I have to go Amy Schumer because I just don't like that woman.
All right. So you're going Schumer.
That's a hate.
Yeah. Again, she wasn't. I mean, she was Amy Schumer in the movie. She wasn't awful. She was just herself.
Thank you, T.
Hold on. Who was the first one again?
Ariana DeBose.
Oh, I'm gonna go Emma Roberts.
Okay.
Because God, she was awful
like
as May Parker or whatever her name was.
Oh. We only have like 1, 2, 3, 4 more categories here.
Yeah, look, like I said, I was excited to cover the Razzies because
I'm fine with it.
These feel like they're more in our wheelhouse.
Now the director, S.J. Clarkson for Madam Web, Francis Ford Coppola for Megalopolis, Todd Phillips for Joker, Eli Roth for Borderlands, Jerry Seinfeld for Unfrosted. I think Todd Phillips is going to get it.
Oh,
I do.
I think it's going to be Roth for Borderlands.
I think they all deserve a Razzie. Well, I don't know about Megalopolis. Or
can you give one to Francis Ford Coppola? Like, is that actually allowed?
I don't know. I think I would give one to Jerry Seinfeld just because I don't like him either. I don't find him really that funny. Seinfeld was a bore to me. Eli Roth and Todd Phillips, 100%.
Oh, you think Madam Web wins worst director, huh? I mean, worst editing for sure.
This might be my favorite category. Screen combo. It's for the way they word things. First up is any two obnoxious characters, but especially Jack Black for Borderlands. It's just the way that's worded.
I've got to go watch that.
Any two unfunny comedic actors in Unfrosted. The entire cast of Megalopolis. Joaquin and Lady Gaga for Joker, and Dennis Quaid and Penelope Ann Miller for as Ronnie and Nancy and Reagan. I think Borderlands is going to win that, but the way they worded this category is hilarious. Any two unfunny comedic actors.
I think it'll be Unfrosted.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there was some really bad. I feel like there was one, and I forget who played him. There was an ex-Nazi scientist who they recruited, and everything he makes he's trying to recreate Nazis, and he ends up making these little pastries that turn into Nazis and run away.
I might have to watch this movie now,
dude. It knows how bad it is. Like it understood the assignment.
Okay. Prequel?
And it was not to be good. The assignment was not to be a great, compelling documentary.
It sounds like it got there. Prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel. Yeah. And the nominees are Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, Mufasa, The Lion King, Craven the Hunter, Joker, and The Crow. I'm giving it to The Crow.
Oh, 100%.
I'm giving it to The Crow. And the last category is screenplay. We have Joker, Craven, Madam Web, Megalopolis, or Reagan. I'm going to throw one at Craven.
What was this last one?
This is screenplay.
Oh.
I'm going to throw it at Craven just because he thinks Joker is going to win the prequel, remake, ripoff.
I'm going to give this one to Joker.
Okay.
Because I heard that there was no screenplay. That it was just basically cutscenes from the original movie.
I'm excited now for when these come out. I have to look. They usually come out right around the time the Oscars.
Yeah, I think it's the same week usually.
Okay. I'm excited.
I mean, their website has the timeline of here's when the Razzie noms are. Here's when the Oscar noms are.
I'm in. As far as other stuff goes, the day before the Oscars. Thank you. James Gunn gave a new update on what is and what is not canon DCE. He said, only Creature Commandos Forward is pure canon. For instance, Rick Flag Jr. was killed because we heard Rick Flag Sr. talking about it in Creature Commandos, not because we saw it in the Suicide Squad. Long answer. Only Creature Commandos Forward is pure canon. Peacemaker is almost entirely consistent with that canon, other than the Justice League. The Suicide Squad has a lot of consistencies, but I think of it as an imperfect memory. Kind of confusing, but not completely confusing.
Look, it's comic books,
Yeah.
and it was a reboot. They're gonna take whatever they want and reuse it,
Yep.
and they're gonna delete anything they don't want and not use it.
Exactly.
DC does this every 5 years. They
And
just did it again, like in their new relaunch of everything. The only thing that I still don't think they will ever get right in the movies, because it took 30 years of setting him up as the character before they moved, was Wally West as the Flash.
gotcha.
I don't think that they will be able to do that right in the movies, and I think we'll continue to be stuck with Barry Allen. And I don't mean the New 52 Wally that they
Right.
brought back and then they got rid of. Or was that New 52 or was that Rebirth? I forget. Again, they reboot every couple years down over on DC.
Gotcha.
Ever since Crisis, they've picked and choose. They've done so many things with the Justice Society. They've written them off 4 or 5 times. They sent them away a year after Crisis to go fight Ragnarok and stop that from happening. And they embodied all the Asgardian gods and like took over them and fought the Midgard Serpent and Surtur, and then they just died, and it was a never ending cycle. And then they said, "Oh, we need to bring them back because they're actually interesting characters." And then like they were like, "Okay, well now we're gonna end Ragnarok, and the Justice Society's back." Then they're like, "Oh, but now they're really old because they were in World War II. So which ones do we kill off, and how do we explain the ones that are still around?" Oh, well, we like Wildcat. We're gonna infuse him with like tachyon powers. That he aged slower because they were in that Ragnarok thing and he kept his stuff. And Green Lantern's Green Lantern, so he's fine. And the Flash ages slower because he's a Flash. And everybody else is dead. Like, they do that all the time. That like the latest Justice Society has Green Lantern's kids with him in the Justice Society. But his kids, technically, if he was in World War II, his kids should be like 60 by now. But they're still, figuring out ways around all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's super messy. But again, who cares? If you tell a good story with it, I don't give a shit what your background is. Just like make sure the writing doesn't suck.
Same. The last couple of things here, I have Vision Quest, right?
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Vision Quest. Terry Matalas is running it, who ran Star Trek Picard.
Okay.
Was a showrunner for that, and that 3rd season was out of this world. Pardon my language. Todd Stashwick is going to be in Vision Quest. James Spader will be playing Ultron. And Deadline has now revealed that Raza, the leader of the Ten Rings terrorist cell that tried to kill Tony Stark, will also be in Vision Quest.
Faran Tahir.
Faran Tahir will be reprising his role. Interesting. Because I thought he died, but again, comic books, right?
Oh, from the first Iron Man.
From the first Iron Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Benedict Cumberbatch has confirmed that he is not in Avengers Doomsday, that the character does not align with that part of the story. However, Cumberbatch confirmed to Variety that he will have a bigger role in Secret Wars, sharing he's quite central to where things might go. Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Look, they're coming out soon.
They are.
Supposedly. Fantastic Four comes out in like 6 months, which is wild.
Yeah. And then last, real quick, 2 quick little Star Wars things, and then I have a real quick Star Wars question. Ryan Gosling is in talks to star in Sean Levy's new Star Wars movie, potentially set to start filming this year.
Okay.
There is a big rumor that Natalie Portman will return in Ahsoka Season 2 as young Padme. I think that would be pretty cool.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Oh, flashback.
Should be Keira Knightley.
World Between Worlds.
Yeah, but like what? I mean, we had Hayden Christensen as young Anakin still. I'm like, but he's 50. Like, what are we doing?
And there's a rumor that Ian McGregor is going to be in it as Clone
God
Wars
damn it.
Obi-Wan. But he's going to be Clone Wars Obi-Wan in the armor, which kind of could be cool. right?
Oh, if you get
Yeah,
Ryan Gosling as Star Killer,
Ryan Gosling is Darth
I
Revan,
think they're gonna dodge all
or
that,
Ryan Gosling as Beavis would be great.
or just go tell some stories with Jedi that are better than the Acolyte.
You know. Let me ask you. I thought about this last week and I forgot to mention it. What is a more impactful, powerful moment for you in Star Wars? Is it Darth Vader at the end of Rogue One, which was peak epic Darth Vader that we've never gotten to see again at that level? Even in Obi-Wan, when he should have been at that level, we didn't get that Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
Or Luke returning at the end of the Mandalorian episode that blew everybody out of the water.
Oh, Darth in Rogue One.
Is it?
100%.
Okay. But was not, as far as TV show so far go, that Luke moment is peak Star Wars on TV. Like him showing up is the best thing that happens
I guess.
because it was so out of left field and nobody expected that to actually happen. I
Yeah,
thought
it was a great moment of
Yeah.
it was the best, one of the better ones they've had on TV. Sure,
Okay.
but I'd say earlier that season, the second when we get Ahsoka introduced was actually a pretty big deal for me too, because I read enough stories seeing Luke be a badass, and I'd seen Luke in live action before.
But not to that badass extent.
No, but it was also all in shadows, so it wasn't really like Luke doing Luke things, you know what I mean?
I
But like seeing Ahsoka in live action for the first time was pretty impressive to me.
T said that that's the single greatest Star Wars scene for him is the Rogue One scene. And I think it's absolutely top 3, top 2, if that. And I'm talking all the way back to the original movie and all that stuff. And
I just love how tired Darth was like 3 days later when he had to fight Obi-Wan.
He was absolutely, he used all his strength and power in that one scene. And then when he meets up with Obi-Wan a little while later, he's just like, F it. Let's just bam, bam, bam. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah. To think about the fact that was like not even a week apart.
God, that just is so sad. And then my other friend thinks that Luke drinking the blue milk straight is one of the, which, I mean, that's probably number 4 for me, right?
For you, probably. I mean, that was in The Last Jedi, which is the greatest movie.
The Last Jedi is right above Empire Strikes Back for me in how good of a movie it was.
Maybe next time that we have a week off, Frank will release the Lost Rise of Skywalker review, where we go off on a tangent about Last Jedi for a solid 30
I'm going to have to find that and edit it up because I don't know how appropriate it is for listening. But that features our friend JJ.
And Danny. We're both on there.
I'll have to look at that. Maybe I'll listen to it at work tomorrow.
There you go.
Oh, that's all I got.
So,
yes, Pete, I'm joking. I was more trolling JJ, who may or may not be still paying attention, who thought the Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker were 2 of the greatest Star Wars movies in history of Star Wars.
Oh, he so didn't. T, I agree with you. It's actually my favorite of the last trilogy.
It
wasn't part of either of the other 2 movies in the trilogy. So, but on a standalone, it's actually pretty good.
As a standalone movie, it's really not a bad movie. And had the third in that trilogy followed up on the stuff that the second built on, it could have been great. Had the second followed up on the stuff the first built on, it could have been great. But the fact that they made 3 completely separate movies really screwed everything up.
100%.
But that's a rabbit hole we can go down another time.
Yeah, and we'll hit that next time on the Geek Spot News. Check us out at Gimzack for my man Frank, and Jack Kid Music for me for everything. I'm in Doylestown this weekend, and then back in Doylestown next week with a full band show Friday and all that good stuff. So check us out then. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot. Like and subscribe wherever you're listening tonight or wherever you're listening through the next week, and we'll see you all next week. Have a great night.
Oh, see, be one verse more.